Oh, that's a good way to start it. All right. Hey guys, 7 WWE Rocks here, and thank you for joining me on episode 48 of Saturday Night's Kickout. We were so close to episode 50. We're right around that time where it's kind of like those pay-per-views right before a big pay-per-view like SummerSlam, kind of like Battleground. We're kind of at the Battleground point of this series, and we're just waiting for that big one, waiting for 50. So if you did forget, for episode 50, I will be doing a huge Q&A, and it's going to be celebrating, 50 episodes. It's going to be celebrating 300 subscribers, and it's just going to be a big thank you. And if you want shout-outs, I don't know what my channels and me giving you a shout-out will do for your channel, but if you want that, please, by all means, ask a question, and then, put in there, hey, I want to be shout-out, and I'll be happy to give you a good shout-out. So I'm really looking forward to that, honestly. And that day, I will actually be at Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, his company, for Bob Holly's big return to the company. And so it's one of their big events of the summer. It's like their biggest event of the summer. So that one probably won't be at night, of course, because I'll be watching some wrestling. But early in the day, I'll do the Q&A. So right after episode 49, most likely the day after I do episode 49, I will make the whole official video where you can post your questions, and hopefully I have some good ones. Hopefully I have a lot, because I hate when I do that and then like no one answers it and I'm like, well, this sucked. But yeah, here we are. Thank you so much for joining. Sorry for rambling on, but Ring of Honor, I'm not going to talk much about it because I'm going to get into Death Before Dishonor a little later. But the like episode this week was the 200th episode, so they had a lot of highlights from not really far away. Like, I kind of expected him to go pretty far back, but I think the farthest back was 2012 maybe, where it was Lance Storm versus Bennett. I think that might have been the farthest. A lot of the moments were from 2014, so I was like, well, that doesn't, that doesn't really count. But I was hoping they'd go farther back, but, what are you going to do? And the main event was the House of Truth versus the Briscoes, Roderick Strong, and ODB, and which saw them getting the win, the good guys. So, I mean, obviously I thought that was going to happen. Send the crowd home happy for the big 200th episode. So that was right to do. And, yeah, also Battleground was this week, technically, Sunday. So I'm not going to talk about it. I made a video about it the day after the event, just getting my thoughts on it. So don't really need to go in depth into it. But I will still use that for Match of the Week. For in the running, and then top 5. When I list off the 5 guys of the week, I'll use some of the Battleground. So what happened there, bring it over. So you guys get what I mean. If you don't, who cares? All right, so we're gonna talk about Raw first. It opened up with Undertaker coming out doing a big promo, basically saying streaks are meant to be broken, and I was like, okay, good. Undertaker, you're accepting it. That's good. You're at step 4 in the recover process. Not really. But he said, I accepted it, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman came out month after month, week after week, Raw after Raw, and just basically said, oh, we beat him, he's nothing, blah, blah, blah. Brock's the true freaking beast incarnate, and he conquered the streak. Like, Undertaker was mad that he kept doing that, which I don't really get, but, whatever, I guess, just to keep that ball rolling. And he was just sick of it, so that's what happened. So, yeah, a pretty long grudge, 15 months, and then he finally is going to get his revenge, whereas the Nexus, they helped bury him alive when he versed Kane in a buried alive match, and he never got any recognition on the Nexus, so I call bullcrap on that. Call bullcrap. And, yeah, it's a good promo to start to kick off Raw, and, dude, just him talking, you could hear a pen drop. Like, people were just, eating up word after word, like, just silence, talking real slow, no what chance, nothing. It was awesome. I mean, the guy is incredible. Heyman comes out to retaliate. This is later on during the show, and basically says, it's the streak. Of course I'm going to brag about it. The freaking streak is, the greatest thing in sports and entertainment, and my client, Brock Lesnar, beat you for it, beat you in the streak and broke it. So it's like, of course, blah, blah, blah. And, he said some line, I forget what it was, but it's something cool, just like to end the promo and just be like, dang, Heyman and Brock mean business. And Heyman's like, oh, yeah, I just delivered some great promo. And then Gong, he just freaks out. His face is hilarious. There's a gif of it, and it's so funny because he's all, like, serious. And you hear the Gong, he's like, oh, my gosh, I'm about to die. And Undertaker comes out. Undertaker corners Paul Heyman. Looks like he's about to beat up on him. Brock's music hits. Brock comes running out. One of my favorite parts of Raw was when he's running out, and Michael Cole and JBL are like, dude, I'm getting out of here. So they rip off their headsets and just run to the back. I thought that was hilarious. And Brock, they start fighting. Undertaker's getting the first few hits. Brock tackles them, spears them on the ground. Security comes out to pull them off, and then they still can't be, contained. Wrestlers, freaking jobbers left and right, the people that have nothing to do on the card, the Zack Ryders, the Adam Roses, they come out to pull them apart. Kevin Owens was there, which I was kind of surprised by, which I kind of hate because I wish, to make a segment like that even more crazy, I wish they would have brought out Cena or Seth Rollins. Like, just how crazy would that be if you're like, oh, Cena and freaking the WWE champion are out here? This is serious, Something like that. I really wish they would do that. I hate how for those segments, Cena's just in the back, drinking. And he's just like, oh, I wonder what's going on. I don't know. But it was awesome brawl. It was so freaking hilarious how they were pulled apart. Brock exits the ring, just runs around, jumps up, starts beating on Undertaker again. And it was still not contained when they were all taken to the back. In backstage, they're still flipping tables. Brock's jumping on everyone, killing people. And it was awesome. Like, it was a great, great brawl. Usually those brawls kind of get old. And it just looks awkward with the wrestlers pulling apart and they can't get, like, anything good in. But it was crazy. Brock took off his shirt and everyone was like, it's about to go down. Handcuff him. So they got those little, whatchamacallits. I don't even know what they're called. They weren't handcuffs, but there was some stupid, like, thing that he wrapped around him and, like, kind of cuffed him. It's like, Brock Lesnar could probably rip out of that easily and just eat it and just F5 everyone. But, yeah, it was a really good brawl. Like, it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. And, dude, SummerSlam, all they needed was Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar, and I'm buying it. Like, all honesty, I'd buy it anyway. I have the network. But Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar, I freaking cannot wait. I'm so excited for that. And it should be good, especially with the build-up now. Cena came out, or Rollins had a promo, basically, not really thanking Undertaker or Brock, but just saying, they have their thing, and I still retain, so I'm still the champion. You guys said I wouldn't do it, blah, blah, blah. Cena comes out, and Rollins is like, oh, you're going to here to do your United States Open Challenge. That's fine. I'll leave. Floor is yours, buddy. And Cena's like, nope, I'm here to tell you off, and you suck, blah, blah, blah. You're not a real champion, yada, yada, yada. Same crap Cena always says. And so, like, I don't know. I'm excited, I guess, for Cena versus Rollins. I'm not really excited for it, but I don't really want it. Like, in all honesty, I think Cena was doing fine with the United States Championship mid-card. Not really mid-card because he's Cena. He'll never be mid-card. But I don't know. I really don't care for Rollins versus Cena. And if Cena is going to face Rollins at SummerSlam, why not just have Owens win the United States Championship at Battleground? I see no reason if Cena is going to go for the world title, could have just dropped it and been like, you know what, you're the better man, Owens. As soon as I said I lose this, I'm not going to have my rematch clause because that guy deserves it. Goes on to the main event, and no questions asked. He's Super Cena. Or obviously he's going to be in the main event. But, yeah, I'm just going with that. Maybe I don't really know what they're doing. Towards the end of it, I'll talk about all the feuds that can happen, but it's crazy. Yeah, so main event time was Cena, Cesaro, and Randy Orton versus Sheamus, Rusev, and Kevin Owens in a big six-man tag. Basically a dark main event, like, all honesty. Like, when the cameras go off, you're at a live show, that's the main event. It's basically that, especially the finish. But Owens came out and Owens is in the match, did a little scuffle with Sheamus, and Sheamus, like, beat him up or clotheslined him, did his little clothesline thing. Just leaves. He takes his briefcase and he's out of there. So Owens did that little scuffle thing. So at first I was like, okay, maybe Owens versus Sheamus at SummerSlam. Then Owens is pissed off. Rusev doesn't make a tag, and because he's, like, out on the ground selling an injury. Owens is just there for a tag. Finally, Rusev's ready, so Owens slaps the tag on him, and then Rusev's like, what are you doing? Move, and blah, blah, blah. Owens super kicked Rusev, takes him out. So now Owens versus Rusev? Or I don't know. And then SmackDown, I'm going a little ahead of myself, but SmackDown, Owens freaking powerbombed Cesaro after the main event. So Owens versus Cesaro. This man has endless feuds. NXT, he feuded with Joe. That really never finished. Feuding with Balor, feuding with freaking Regal, feuding with Cena, Sheamus, Cesaro, and Rusev. He's feuding with every freaking person in the company. It's crazy. So it just seems like he is feuding with so many people, yet they don't know where to put him in the storyline. Like, I honestly have no idea what he's going to be doing at SummerSlam. And I was one of those guys at Battleground that was like, it's okay, SummerSlam will have a big match. I'm worried. But, yeah, the finish came when everybody left Rusev. So Rusev gets attitude adjustment. Cesaro picks him up in the swing, and then like lariats him or like does like a slingshot, still in the swing position, slingshots him over him. Randy Orton RKO's him 1, 2, 3. So it was like a dark main event finish, but good guys win. And Cesaro, maybe he has actual hope from getting the win. Hopefully he does end up having something to do in the main event, maybe with Rollins or something with the WWE Championship. I don't know. We'll see. But it was a good Raw. I really enjoyed, the Undertaker spots and Brock Lesnar spots. The main event was like just a crazy finish. Owens, dude, he has so many feuds. I don't even know. Moving on to NXT. Now, Eva Marie is finally here making her in-ring debut. She faced Cassie. That's what she's going by. She's trained by Lance Storm. And I forget her real name. It's not Cassie, I don't think. But basically, Cassie actually had some good moves, and she had some spinning heel kicks and stuff that looked really nice. Eva Marie, I'm trying to be nice about it. She's getting better, obviously, because at the start she was pretty awful, knew nothing. Obviously, you started from crap, and you can't get any worse. So she started getting better. This match she was better, but she's just really slow with everything. Every move it's like she's trying to think of what to do next, and I heard in interviews and stuff, wrestlers should know the next, few moves and stuff. And, yeah, it's like she went for 2 submission holds, the same exact one. She got it. The girl got out of it. So, she hit her again and then put her right back in it. So it seemed like she was out of ideas. And, yeah, she's just thinking about what to do. I don't know. If you guys agree with me, please let me know. Or if I don't know, let me know if I'm oh, no, you're wrong, Daniel, whatever. She does sliced bread number 2, and Brian Kendrick, he does it. He trained her, so she used that as her finisher. Goes for sliced bread. Brian jumps up, does it so easily, he's jumping, he's running up a wall. That's how he does it. It's amazing. She was climbing on a step ladder, took 1 step, held the girl, and was whispering to her, took another step. So Cassie kind of had to help her pick her up, and then finally she does it, but Cassie easily just threw her over her, and it didn't look that good, honestly, but she's getting better. So maybe as a heel, this will get interesting and she'll be put in better storylines. But yeah, not too bad, Eva Marie. Not too bad. Next was the main event for NXT. It was the contract signing, Balor versus Owens. Their contract signing with William Regal. And the fans were not happy that it was in Brooklyn. A lot of people were pissed off about that on Twitter, saying, oh, that's so, rude of them, blah, blah, blah. They got the first 6 takeovers, calm down. And I understand that. And then Owens first used it as a heel thing. So I got why they booed it there. Because Owens was oh, I'm going to beat you at NXT TakeOver. Looked at the fans. And he was in Brooklyn. And everyone started booing. That I get. Because he used that as a heel. But then when Regal was announcing it, main event, blah, 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 in August 22nd in Brooklyn, they booed it again. And I was yeah, that's a little too much. You got the first 6 takeovers. I mean, come on. So that, it is what it is. But Balor basically, or Owens signs it, looked at Regal, and then Owens just flips the table on Balor and just starts fighting and beating him up. Regal tries to pull him off. Owens just decks Regal. So when he decks him, Finn Balor's able to get Owens, send him into the ropes, drop kick him. Owens comes back, drop kick again. So that was cool. And I'm trying to make a prediction right here. I honestly think how Owens will be written out of the NXT storylines. I feel like he's going to lose to Balor. Maybe Regal comes out or something and Owens attacks him. Because I feel like it's going to get to the point where Owens is just going to powerbomb Regal, and then Regal's going to be you're banned from NXT. You're gone. That's it. Just leave. So I feel like that's how he's going to get written out of storylines. Because I don't see Regal versus Owens happening. I would love that, but I don't see it happening. But yeah, I see him attacking Regal after the match, so he bans him from NXT or something. That's my guess. Moving on to Lucha Underground. Lucha Underground is the freaking best. I love it. Monday, I'm going to do my Ultima Lucha predictions. Their WrestleMania type deal. It's their season finale of the show. And it's 2 weeks now. They moved it 2 weeks, which it's freaking awesome. So it starts next week, and then it ends August 5th in a 2-hour special episode. I can't wait for that. So basically it started off Tejano versus Johnny Mundo, and basically the goons, the crew, they came out, made the save. Not made the save. They came out, attacked Tejano to get the disqualification. And Mundo was just cool, let's just attack him. So he just started attacking him. Alberto El Patron comes out and sends them running. And him and Teano have a little stare down because they've been feuding too, but Teano's a good guy, so now it's like, well, they're both good guys, so now it's like, hey, bro, you're cool. So, yeah, Alberto, like, left and just made the save, and that was it. So, whatever. I'm not really looking forward to Teano's match, but I am looking forward to Alberto El Patron versus Mundo. Cage versus the Mac. Basically, Mac had won the first match really quick, like a quick roll-up, got the 1, 2, 3 in like 4 minutes. And he did it again in like 6 minutes. Got the 1, 2, 3, and but Cage was pissed. So after the match, he starts beating him up, throws him out of the ring. They just start fighting all around the arena, going up these stairs. Security can't even stop them. It was like Undertaker versus Brock. They're just throwing security guards, beating him up. And so it was announced that Cage will verse the Mag at Ultima Lucha in a Falls Count Anywhere match. So I can't wait for that. That should be really good because I really wish these guys would have a longer match. I mean, each match has been like 4 minutes, like 8 minutes total in 2 matches. That's awful. Finally, Dario Cueto announced what the medallions do. So finally, these Avenger Aztec medallions, we finally figure out what they do. And it was a good announcement. So Dario Cueto basically says, before I'm going to announce what it means and I'm going to send out all the guys. So he, because 6 guys have the medallions, I'll run through it real quick. So basically, he unveils this belt, and it's got like circles where the medallions would go, and he's got this, beautiful belt, and he's basically like, this is the Gift of the Gods Championship, I believe is what they call it, where at Ultima Lucha, it will be a 7-man match, 7-way, fight, and whoever wins that, each guy has a medallion, whoever wins that match will get to keep the belt, and he will get to have a Lucha Underground World Championship opportunity whenever he chooses. And then Dario Cueto makes the joke. He says, now, no, this is going to be some title where they're able to cash it in. I don't want that crap. And everyone just laughed, Money in the Bank reference. And he's like, you ain't going to be able to cash it in. I need to have my extreme, unique opportunity to go along with it, where you will get to, announce when you want it. So Dario Cueto will get to promote it the next week. So if you announce it, hey, I want to verse him, the next week you will verse him. So, but if you hold on to it too long, then somebody can actually challenge you for the title, and they can win it and take away your chance at an opportunity for the title. So, a little confusing how I worded it. Dario Cueto, words it a lot better than me. But basically, if you have the belt, you get to cash it in, and or not really cash it in. The following, you get announced when you want to fight. And the following week, you will fight the world champion. But if you do it too long, you have to defend it. So the 6 guys come out. Here I have it. Hold on, sorry. It was like the medallion. So here we go. So Bengala, the little like tiger species thing, he's the only half man, half tiger in existence, according to Matt Striker. Bengala has one. Sexy Star has one. Jack Evans has one. Aerostar, King Cuerno, and Big Rick. So that's 6. Big Rick actually never won one. At the beginning of the episode, he just bought it from him. He was like, hey, bro, I want this. And he was like, here you go. Or he didn't buy it from him, but I think, what's-his-face, Dario was too scared of him, so he just gave it to him. So they said Battle Royal for the final one, which leads to Phoenix coming out. Phoenix originally had a medallion, but since Mil Muertes killed him, legit, it's Lucha Underground, he actually died. He comes back and he's like, I want my medallion back. And Dario says, dude, you got to fight for it in the Battle Royal. You're going to get a chance just like everybody else. So Phoenix has to do the Battle Royal, but the final 2 men in the Battle Royal will do a pinfall. So it comes down to Phoenix and Marty the Moth. And Phoenix gets the win. So he's got his medallion back. He was able to put his medallion in the center of the title, and the Gift of the Gods Championship was born. So, yeah, at Ultima Lucha, all 7 guys that had medallions will face off in the Gift of the Gods match. And they'll get the belt, and they'll get to see, they'll get a championship opportunity if they don't hold on to it too long. So, yeah, I think it sounds really cool, actually, and I'm really excited for it. So, Puma had an interview. He was supposed to speak for the first time, and I was like, wow, they're actually going to let, Puma talk. He's never said a word the entire, Lucha Underground show. So he comes out, and right before he's about to start talking, Mil Muertes and Katrina comes out. So they're staring down at him, and from the top of the stairs. And then the Disciples of Death come out and attack Puma, and Puma just beats the crap out of all 3 of them. So basically, these 3 guys are fighting for the Trios Championships. They have lost to freaking they haven't lost, but Conan, with his cane, was able to just fend them off. Then Puma by himself is able to beat them up, throw them out, send them running. This is not looking good. If they win the Trios Tag Team Championships, the Disciples of Death, I'm going to be really mad because these 2 weeks leading up to it, they have done nothing, and they've only gotten beaten up by one guy. So Mil Muertes is pissed off. He says his guys have been beaten up by Puma. He runs out. Puma, they just start fighting, and Puma's able to get the upper hand, hits the 630 on Mil Muertes, bounces up, goes up, looks at Katrina, and jumps on the rope, does a backflip, lands right in the middle of the ring, pounds his fist on the ground. Looked awesome. Just looking up at Katrina like, dude, I got Mil Muertes' number. I'm keeping the championship. So really exciting way to win Lucha Underground, and I freaking can't wait for their match at Ultima Lucha. It's going to be so good. And, it was Lucha Underground. I just can't wait. I freaking love Lucha Underground. Moving on to TNA. I'm going to try to pick up the pace. I've been going way too long. I apologize. Jeff Jarrett was announced as the newest Hall of Fame inductee, and he obviously deserves that. Made the company. I think he should easily be in the Hall of Fame, and good for him. AJ Styles, you need to be next. It's not a Hall of Fame without you. Bram versus Magnus in a street fight. Now, TNA that night it felt like one night only. It felt like random stipulations for just random guys. Bram versus Magnus in the street fights, I get. They have been feuding, and it feels kind of one night only-ish. That's what they usually do at one night only. Is they say, hey, two guys that have been feuding, freaking Bobby Roode and Storm versus each other at one night only all the time in hardcore matches just because they happen to be feuding, a few years ago. So they fought, and I really hate how TNA does this. TNA had Magnus or Bram get shoved into Earl Hebner, so Earl Hebner's knocked out. So it led to Bram low-blowing Magnus getting the 1, 2, 3. First off, it's a street fight. Why do you feel the need to have the ref get knocked down and the ref not be able to see the low blow? It's a street fight. Anything goes. You can low blow the guy right in front of the ref and he can't do anything. So I didn't really get that. And then Storm came out and beat up Magnus to set up their feud. And cool. Woo! Next, Eli Drake did a great promo. I am really excited he's in TNA. He did really good. I ate up every word of that heel promo. He was basically saying, all you girls out in the audience, you're just there with your man, blah, 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 because he pays the checks and he pays your bills and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, dude, amen to Eli Drake. Not really. But McIntyre comes out, or Galloway, sorry. He comes out and they start fighting, and Galloway's about to go for Future Shock DDT, and Eli Drake's able to hightail it out before he can. So I hope they actually do something with this feud. Maybe end at Bound for Glory. Do a long feud and have it end at Bound for Glory. I'd really love that. Micah, he's just there. That's what Eli Drake said during the promo. He was like, Micah just stood there like an idiot, just standing there like, oh, I agree with him. So I thought that was funny. Tigre Uno calls out Donald Trump. Yeah, I said that. That actually happened. Tigre Uno, basically, they gave him kind of a storyline. I like it, but just the end of it ruined it. He's basically talking about how, Mexico is a great country and stuff, and everyone there is hard workers, and or mostly everyone there is hard workers, and basically said, what Trump said was wrong about the illegal immigration and racism, I think. I didn't really follow that. I'm not too big in politics, so sorry. But he said, next week I call you out, Donald Trump. So good job, TNA. You're calling out a guy for an episode that's already been taped. That is smart. Good job. So I guess they're going to work it out like, oh, Donald Trump didn't show up. He didn't want to fight Tigre Uno. The episode was pre-taped. It was taped months ago. I don't really get the point of that. But, that was smart. Taryn Terrell called out Brooke. Or I think she called out Gail Kim to meet her inside the steel cage. So they brought up a steel cage just to do this segment. And basically, Brooke comes out. So Taryn leaves the cage, and she's going after Brooke. The lights go out, and when lights come back on, Gail Kim is inside the cage with the two other Dollhouse members, Jade and Marty Bell, and just beats the crap out of them while Taryn watches. So, cool. Brooke has the title. So this feud means nothing to me. I don't get any reason whatsoever why they took the title off of Taryn Terrell. If she's going to feud with Gail Kim, might as well have the championship to go along with it. Brooke just seems like, hey, guys, I'm watching you feud while I have the title. Cool. I don't know. That was such a stupid decision to take off the title from Taryn. It is what it is. Eric Young, EY versus Rockstar Spud in a chain match. This wasn't like a regular, WWE style chain match. We get to touch turnbuckles. It was just they're hooked together with the chain and get the 1-2-3 pin or the submission. Good match. No reason for it. Hell, I mean, they're not feuding. Why not save this match for, two guys that are actually feuding? Or why not just that legit feels like, hey, guys, we want a cool match so we can get ratings. Just go out there and do a chain match. That's what it feels like. So EY got a pile driver, got the 1-2-3. Cool. Like it's like an action. It's like a movie with awesome explosions but no storyline. Like I hate movies like that. A lot of people like that. Say, oh, explosions, blah blah blah. That's all I need. For me, no. Needs a good storyline to go along with it. So that's what it felt like. But that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. Serena was introduced as the new Revolution member. Would have been cool like 10 years ago. No, but. It would have been cool a few years ago, honestly, but it's been like her reaction didn't even get a reaction. No booing, nothing. And I don't want to say that's because people don't know her, but like at this point, it's like, okay, cool. Mickie James' final match in TNA is just going to be her versus Serena and James Storm with Magnus as a partner. She's already wrestling for Global Force Wrestling, so it's like, what's the point if she's going to do one last match? That's just me. Sorry I'm hating on TNA, but just come on. Pick it up. Hardy versus Rude in a tables match for the #1 contendership. Since EC3 is a heel, obviously the face is going to win. So, yes, Matt Hardy did get the win in the tables match. It was a surprise one, too, actually. And I can't say that much about tables matches. Basically, they were fighting on the inside, and I completely forgot about a table on the outside. Hardy threw Rude over the top rope, and he just landed on the table. So, good finish. Good for you, Matt Hardy. TNA, please pick it up. Like, these tapings. And then... because I'm bad, I'm like, dang it, I always got to see those spoilers. I check the spoilers of the tapings that are going on right now, and a lot of the stuff, I just don't think it makes sense at all. Maybe it seems better on TV, but I'm like, this does not make sense. But that's just me. So, yeah, my top 5, this is my opinion, and I keep it kayfabe because, you'll get why. All right, 5, Matt Hardy, because he won the #1 contendership in a tables match. Good for him. 4, The Addiction. They retained their tag team title. Oh, sorry. Dang it. If you don't want me to spoil Death Before Dishonor, mute this part of the video or skip ahead. I don't know. Sorry. 4, The Addiction, because they retained their tag titles at Death Before Dishonor. 3, Phoenix, because he won back his medallion. 2, Lethal. Jay Lethal, because he retained his title in an hour-long time limit draw. That's insane. 1, I put John Cena, not because, people are going to be like, oh, you just love John Cena, blah, blah, blah. No, I really don't. But I'm keeping it kayfabe, and Cena won clean against Owens at Battleground, got the 1-2-3. Lethal retained by the time limit draw. So that's how I thought of it. So sorry, if you wanted me to put Lethal at #1, then fine. Lethal's #1. Match of the week, going to go with Cena versus Owens at Battleground. It was an awesome match, and I freaking loved it. And, Lucha Underground had some good matches, but, if I had gotten Death Before Dishonor, I'm sure I would have said Roderick Strong versus Lethal, but I didn't get Death Before Dishonor. Sorry. My kick-out segment where I talk about all the positives in wrestling. Lucha Underground, Ultima Lucha is coming up. That should be it, basically. I cannot wait for that event. This is a card I'm actually really, 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 really excited for. And it should be so good. And it starts next week. It starts now. I mean, we don't have to wait anymore. Next episode, boom. PWG had 3 men to 4, and I had some pretty good matches. And Young Bucks versus Angelico and Jack Evans main evented. That's freaking awesome. Death Before Dishonor, I heard was really good. I heard some people say the main event was match of the year. Some people said the main event was way too long. But it seemed like a good pay-per-view. And it seemed like everybody was saying, or mostly everybody, majority, were saying it was a really good event. So good for Ring of Honor. And a good thing for me, actually, NXT, since it's coming, I'm actually going to try to get tickets for the NXT show right before my Ring of Honor things. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, you're greedy or you're bragging. And I really hope I'm not coming off that way. But, yeah, I'm trying to get NXT. I'm trying to get tickets so I'll be able to go to NXT on Thursday and then Ring of Honor Friday, Saturday, and make it the greatest wrestling week of my life. And, yeah, so not bragging or anything. Sorry if I came off that way. But I'm excited. So, yeah, it's been some good. Undertaker versus Brock, SummerSlam. Come on, that's amazing. I mean, you can't really say. If you hate on that, then you're crazy. Come on. Undertaker versus Brock, it's going to be amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at 7WRocks. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, guys. And tomorrow I'll do a video showing off some Daniel Bryan merchandise I got. And I'm really excited for that. So thank you so much for watching. Too sweet me. And as always, have a nice day.